Hi, in this lesson, we're going to be talking about cell styles and conditional formatting. So you could use cell styles as a quick way to format your cells rather than having to do it a little bit at a time. You could just highlight the area you want, go up to cell styles, and then pick something that you like here out of the selections. Here's some color changes like that. You could hover over it and get an idea of what it's going to look like. Change the headings to style. You have some accent styles, so each one gets a little darker here. You can see this comma file that it changes the negative number to parentheses. And if you want to take away the decimal point, currency style, percentage style, then you can click on new cell style and kind of create your own there. So this is just, like I said, a quick way to just add a little style to your cells here. I don't really like it. I like to do my own because these are not too exciting. All right, so that's cell styles. So now let's move over to conditional formatting. So let's highlight our amounts here. So we have highlight cell rules. So if we want greater than, we could pick this and put a value in here. So let's say anything greater than 100, it's going to show up like this, and you could change how it looks. Let's say I want light red fill instead of the default here, like so. So now anything over 100 is going to have that value. Now if I type in something new here to the section that has that formatting applied, you can see that's automatically red as well because it's over 100. Then you have other options such as less than or between, equal to, pretty self-explanatory. Text that contains, you could have that show up with a certain formatting if it contains a certain value. Duplicate values. So this comes in handy if you have a lot of data and you think you might have some duplicates. You could, highlight that section, apply this formatting to it, and then you'll easily see which values are duplicates. Then we have top and bottom rules. So the top 10 items. Actually, let me clear this other formatting here. All right, top 10 items. Let's say we want this to be different color, green. So now our top 10 values here are highlighted in green, as in highest number. Then you can do 10%, bottom 10, above average, below average, and then more rules, which we'll get to in a second. Okay, and then we have data bars, which kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in your range. It's more of a visual thing, so you can see the higher the number, the bigger the bar, and then the red values for negative go off to the left. And then you could use other colors, and if you want something more solid, you could do that as well. All right, then color scales, this works in a similar way. So for this design, higher the number, more red it's going to be, and the lower the number, more green it's going to be. And of course, this one's kind of the opposite. So you get the idea there. Then you have icon sets. So if you want to use something like arrows, so the higher the numbers have the upward pointing green arrow, lower the numbers have the downward pointing red arrow, and the middle numbers are yellow. You can do the shapes, kind of like traffic lights, indicators, even a star rating, and that type of thing. Okay, so now let's create a new custom rule here. So you have several rule types. Format all cells based on their values. Format only cells that contain a certain value. So let's choose this one. So the cell value, you could pick other categories here. Dates occurring, blanks, no blanks. We'll pick cell value between 100 and 200. And we'll click on format here, and we'll change the fill to green. And you could change the border and font and number as well if you want. We're just going to make it simple with just the green. Okay, so we have, for this range here we selected, if a cell value is between 100 and 200, we want to make it green, so we'll click OK. And then you can see there's our values there. And if we go to Manage Rules, you can see we have our rule there. And this is showing the rule for the current selection. And then you can show it for the worksheet or other sheets as well. Then you could edit the rule if you want to change the color or some other formatting value. Then you could delete it or duplicate it, change the range it applies to, stop it if it's true, and that type of thing. And then, of course, you could make a new one from here as well, and then use one of these other rule types for your new rule. So let's say we don't want this anymore. We could just delete the rule, click OK, and now it removes it from our data range there. So as you can see, using styles and conditional formats is not that difficult. Like I said, for styles, they're not too exciting, not too useful. I'd rather use conditional formatting because then you could really customize it based on what you need. And then especially if you go to the new rule, then you could really set up your custom formatting from here. All right, so I would just pick a data set and just apply some of these rules, create your own just to get an idea of how it works. Because once you do this a few times, you'll see how easy it is to really use.